Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? Pinky up! Yeah! The King of Lightning is here today, bringing you guys and gals first impressions of a new seasonal anime called Ajin, also known as Ajin Demi-Human, or humans, plural, I don't know. Today, one take wonder mode. Fuck it, it is what it is. You got a problem with that? Blat out. Now, here's the thing. This particular series, a lot of folks contacted me via Twitter message, via post, YouTube PMs, that kind of stuff. Facebook, throw it to the side. It's Facebook. It is what it is. I don't go there anymore. One day I will return, but today's not that day. So here's the thing. I watched the first 3 minutes. Mixed feelings automatically. Because, number one, you had the CGI, which I was like, oh God, not the CG. Please, not the CG. Normally, series that do this type of particular animation, nah, it doesn't work out that well. Honestly, it doesn't. Because it doesn't look that good to begin with. It does not. Now, there are exceptions, like, for example, in my mind, the Berserk trilogy that did have this style of animation, it had some very good animation. Some parts were like, oh, cringeworthy. However, for the most part, the animation in that trilogy was good. But that was a movie. They have more money. They have more backing. And it's Miura. It's Berserk. You best well do a goddamn good job. Otherwise, pitchforks. Pitchforks, we coming. However, Ajin, as far as I know, is not as well known as Berserk. That's number one. Number two, the style of animation is not as good. It's more so of the Knights of Shidonia route, as opposed to, let's say, well, no, it's that level, but it's not as bad as, let's say, Kingdom. Kingdom animation, down the gutter, absolute barf fest. Yeah, that's Kingdom. That's Kingdom for you, all right? So, if you were bulimic, you'd have no problems watching the Kingdom anime. None. Because the animation is absolutely abysmal. Truth be told, it is. And I love Kingdom. Fucking my nigga, okay. Deviated completely. Not the point. Point here is that the animation style that we're seeing in this series is more so of Knights of Shidonia. So, overall, like, subpar on a good day. On a good day. Now, what was actually happening substance-wise was like, holy shit. Because you have an event that takes place 17 years from present. And you have these African child soldiers. Based on what was said via the professor's lecture, it was 17 years in the past in Africa, the event. And these African child soldiers, which are very reminiscent of the Lord's Resistance Army. Remember back in the day, Coney 2012? Coney 2012, that failed fiasco. Coney 20, yeah. Oh my God. All right, moving on. Here's the thing. These kids are fighting against this immortal soldier. He's not dying. He's taking bullets to the head, to the heart. He's not dying. He had RPG blow up behind him, fire everywhere. He's not dying. Some kid came behind him, shot him in the back of the head, didn't die. The guy was still kicking. He was still fighting. He was recovering from his wounds. That person was an Ajin. Ajin are demi-humans that have the ability to restore themselves to life once they die. And the main character, Kai. No, I'm sorry, not Kai. Kai. Kai, someone else. Kai. Oh my God, what the? Yo! I'm getting lost in the names. No. Oh my God. I'm going to call him Nagai because that is his surname. So whether he is Kai or K, I'll get it right one day, just not today. I promise. I promise, okay? Pinky swear. Pinky swear. Yeah. Lock it in. Yeah. Pinky up. Yeah. Okay, enough of that shit. So the main character, he is an Ajin. And to give you a summary of the past 2 episodes, basically, he had a regular life, a normal life, for the most part. And honestly, I use the term loosely because he does have family problems. Daddy isn't there, which is an automatic sign of family issues. Then you got a mental thing with the guy where I think he's abnormally cold because his mother is raising him in some weird way to be a quote-unquote good human being, which to her in some sense means you got to cut off certain connections because they're bad influences. And one of those influences on him back in the day was his old friend named Kai. Kai. And Kai winds up being his saving grace. Because what happens is that on his way back from the hospital, the main character, Nagai, he went to the hospital to see his sister, who's there for some reason, whatever it is. He winds up getting hit by a truck near a convenience store that him and his high school friends, and I use friends loosely, him and his high school's friends frequent. And they see him get hit by the truck. The truck driver gets out of the truck and he starts to freak out like, you saw, like, it was red. And that's because Nagai was lost in thought. Because the entire day he was thinking about Ajin. His teacher was going over Ajin. He wound up seeing a video about Ajin on the web when the Ajin are captured and how they're treated. It's basically non-stop torture until they die and it's done again. And that's very terrible. That honestly, that is horrifying. That is horrifying on every level because you're being tortured. And at least with that, there's a hope of you dying and the pain going away. However, when you're an Ajin, you come back to life. You come back to life. And the torture begins in you. It's absolutely horrifying. So if you're an Ajin, going to the cops is the last thing you want to do. So he gets hit by the truck. And the truck driver and all his friends, they see him return from the dead. With that slurpy straw, black, grainy, like, thing. It's weird. But they have this weird restoration, like, sound and animation. He starts to freak out, like, oh shit, I want these inhuman Ajin, no, and he screams. The scream paralyzes his friends and people around, because Ajin, they have an ability to where when they scream, folks can't move, they just freeze. So he runs away into the forest, and what happens is a manhunt. And the manhunt is being led by the Japanese Ajin department. And they are basically controlling the police to hunt down this third Ajin in Japan. Because in Japan, there's been two confirmed Ajin. Nagai is the third one. So they're gunning for Nagai. And Nagai, he winds up remembering the number of his old friend Kai. So Kai, Nagai calls Kai, when he winds up calling Kai. Oh shit. I'm gonna have a hard time with this, I swear to God. When he winds up calling Kai, Kai is already like packed. And he's like, bro, where are you right now? And he goes to where Nagai is. After a brief encounter with the police, both Nagai and Kai, so in this case, so both Kei and Kai, whoever they are, they wind up going off into the mountains somewhere. And now there's a manhunt where you have the police being led by the Japanese Ajin department, and you have folks, random folks who want the bounty. And the bounty is 100 million yen. So in episode 2, the main thing here is that these bad guys, they wind up seeing Nagai at a gas station when both Kei and Kai stop there to refill on gas, because one of them has a motorcycle, which I'm like, you're like 15 years old, like how the fuck do you have a motorcycle? Like, either way, whatever. Whole thing here is they see this and they hunt them down, and so Kei and Kai have to deal with these two guys. And what we see here is a glimpse of something unique, because when it comes to the Japanese Ajin department, right now there are two folks that we see amongst this department. There is a guy called Tosaki, who basically is pre-slick back Aizen with the glasses. And then there's his secretary, her name is Izumi. Basically, according to them, the Ajin only have one ability, where if they yell, people freeze. And Nagai does it again. So when him and his friend Kai, when they have to depart after having a scuffle with these guys, these random dudes who want the money. So what's happening is later on, his black ghost that he saw in a flashback, like returns. It's there. And it winds up pinning down one of the drivers. When they pass over the train tracks, their van stops. And it pins down the driver so they can't, move. So these guys get hit by the train. And Kei and Kai continue on their journey somewhere into the mountains to escape from the police and from pursuers who want the money and want to experiment on Nagai. And that's where we are right now in the story. It looks like when it comes to being an Ajin, the main character, he is abnormal, obviously, because he wouldn't be a main character if he was normal. Not even from an Ajin perspective. And that's it thus far. So I will be reviewing this series because I do like it. It is very fascinating. I do like where it's going. And when it comes to the overall characterization and that kind of stuff, I'll save for future videos. So I am reviewing Ajin, and I will see you guys for episode 3 review. So King Lightning, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice goddamn day.